I think everyone paints the picture of having a baby as like a miracle of life. Trauma birth is not spoken about and it is so common. It is to do with you went through some, whether it would be painful or scary, and you weren't expecting it and it shocked you. So during my first labour, I gave birth on my back, which inevitably left me with a 3-degree tear. I think it put me into a bit of a shock. And I still remember it now, being stitched up and looking across and seeing my baby and feeling confused about why this baby is just giving me so much pain, sitting, going to the toilet, or even moving. That constant pain reminder, alongside the other postnatal things that happen, the lack of sleep, I was going into like a deeper situation of where I just almost felt numb. It was almost like you're sat there and the world's moving around you, but you're in like a frozen time. I kept my trauma hidden very well. Even to this day, my ex-partner didn't realise until now that I was holding so much. But I continued to look after my daughter, and she was putting on weight and she was doing fine. But I was looking after myself less and less. I still felt pain every time I went to the bathroom and every time I stood up or even picked up my daughter. That little sharp pain that I got would send my frustration levels up, and slight anger towards my daughter of like, why are you doing this to me? But when that pain finally ended, the feelings of guilt towards this baby, because I felt those feelings, and the anger towards my partner, I still wasn't facing the fact something was up with me. And because I was so frightened of someone figuring out what was up, that I purposely ran away. I broke up my relationship. I cancelled my wedding. I even left my house and I became homeless. She must have been about a year old when I finally realised that I'm going to have to face it. And I just cried. I cried and cried and cried. And then I eventually pulled myself up. And that was the turning point for me. When I got pregnant the second time, my trauma came back to me and I was having similar to PTSD symptoms. I had flashbacks about being cut open again. I had intense fear about birth. It terrified me. When I met my mental health midwife, she was kind, she was helpful, and she was honest, and she was like, it sucks. Pregnancy sucks. And that moment, I trusted her. She adapted the care to me to make it more individual. The more information I got and the step-by-step service that I got, I felt more in control. And it was all about you taking baby steps to get to a point. And it changed from it's going to rip, it's going to tear, to it's done it before. And yes, it might tear, but we got through it. I would not have got to the recovery stage and being able to talk about it if it wasn't for my mental health team. I got my daughter back full time. Even though I went through all of that, she was never affected by it. And she still loves me to bits.